Mr. Collin, we welcome you from Al-Shifa Trust Eye Hospital. My name is Beg. I am associated with Al-Shifa Trust for the last 17 years. So now let us start with your introduction. Yes.
Thank you. Very pleased to meet you and honored to be here. My name is Collin Ross. I'm Vice President of Global Development for Eversight. We are a nonprofit eye bank organization headquartered in the United States in Ann Arbor, Michigan. We are one of the largest organizations of our kind in the world. In addition to providing corneas for transplantation within the United States, we also have a very active global program in which we provide corneas for transplantation in many countries. We also provide physician training, and we provide assistance for the development of eye banking systems, including here in Pakistan.
Good. And how many eye banks your organization has established so far in the whole world?
So our most
approximately.
Yeah. So our most active program for eye bank development has actually been here in Pakistan. So we have since 2016, since we began this work, we have established one eye bank center here at Al-Shifa in Rawalpindi, and another one in Karachi at Pakistan Eye Bank Society. And we are also working to, inshallah, establish additional eye banking centers in Lahore and in Peshawar as well. Mm-hmm. And then we have the programs in place here at Al-Shifa and in Karachi.
What is the number of cornea your organization is donating all over the world?
In total, we provided last year in 2024, we provided just over 10,000 cornea tissues for transplantation in total. And that is only possible because of the generosity of our donors and donor families in the United States, who make that incredible decision at the time that their loved one has passed away. They make the decision to donate corneas, and that allows us to provide those 10,000 tissues. Of those, about over 3,000 went outside the United States. And of those, the 3,000...
How much outside the United States?
About 3,000. So about 30% of all cornea tissues that we provide are actually provided outside the United States. And of those, almost 1,000 of them came here to Pakistan. Pakistan is the largest single recipient of our cornea tissues, and Al-Shifa is the largest partner that we have. So if you think about it, the scale of need here in Pakistan is 250,000. We're able to provide about 1,000. That's a huge gap still, and therefore that's why we work with partners like Al-Shifa to build up the local capacity, so that ultimately what I would like to see is that anyone here in Pakistan who needs a cornea transplant, I would want them to be able to get that. And the only way for that to happen is to build up a local system for cornea donation. I think the key is really to convey to people, first of all, the scale of the need that there is, because I think people are motivated to help others. And when they understand that there's this huge need, I think it helps them understand how they can, by making that decision to pledge to donate, that they can help to address that need and help their fellow people here in their own community. So that's really getting that word out is a huge part of it. And then also building systems so that when people are ready to make that decision, that we are able to handle those donations in an appropriate way, in an ethical way, in an efficient way, and really make that care effective. But it really is something, it takes time, and it takes the involvement of many stakeholders within society. It can't be just doctors or medical people that are involved in it. It really is something that requires involvement across all sectors of society. Media, for example, can be a big asset in getting that message out there. So for example, one thing we see is that awareness of donation and acceptance of donation is really growing, especially among younger people. People who are comfortable on the internet and on social media. They're more likely to be exposed to stories of what the need is and of what the impact of meeting that need can be, and they're more likely to say, our society needs this. Why can we not have it? People in other countries are able to do this. We should be able to do this here for ourselves as well. And I think that's a very healthy and positive development. I also think another big reason for hope is some supportive changes that have occurred in policy and regulation here in Pakistan. So, for example, the recent initiative for NADRA to include the option on the national ID card to indicate the wish to donate, that's a very, very powerful thing. That actually in the United States was one of the factors that helped propel us to be able to have a self-sufficiency of cornea tissues, is the cooperation of our government agencies. So as I mentioned earlier, when you go to get your driver's license, for example, the person there will ask you, do you want to be a donor? And if you do, they put a symbol on your driver's license. That's very similar to what NADRA is doing, although NADRA, that's even more powerful because that's national. Every single person carries that card, and so therefore to offer the opportunity to indicate that wish, that's a very powerful development.
Okay.
Yeah. So there are, even though right now there's still this very, very large gap, there are many reasons to hope that inshallah in the near future we'll start to see that gap close. And organizations like Al-Shifa play an absolutely critical role in this. And this is another big reason for hope, is that we're seeing engagement by top-notch, first-class organizations like Al-Shifa being engaged in this kind of work. That's really the thing ultimately that's going to bring success.
So almost interview is complete, but before I close, have you ever tasted the biryani from Rawalpindi, Pakistan?
I have actually. I think it's the national dish of Pakistan, right? You can't come here and not have biryani. So it's delicious.
Okay. So the last question,
Yes.
Mr. Collin, how do you evaluate Al-Shifa Trust Eye Hospital in this whole scenario?
Al-Shifa Trust is really one of our most important partners worldwide. The quality of care that Al-Shifa provides is amazing, and in addition to that, the culture of the organization within Al-Shifa is absolutely top-notch. And we have found for our organization that having that kind of positive culture has been a major key to our success. And I see that here at Al-Shifa as well, that building a culture that is positive, that reflects the social impact of the work, that holds people accountable for results and is focused on the patient and providing the best possible care for the patient. That's absolutely huge, and we find that to be in great alignment with our values as well, and that's why it's been such a great partnership. We really feel like family when someone from Al-Shifa comes to visit us at our eye bank in the United States, which has happened many times. Doctors and staff from Al-Shifa have visited us. It feels like we're family. When I come here, I feel like family. It's been such a great partnership because our organizations are in such good alignment with regard to our values.
Oh, anything do you want to add? Now you are open if you want to something add.
Yeah, I would really just emphasize the importance of making that decision to donate, of talking to family members about it, and making an informed decision. That's really the most important part. And I hope that people would understand that this is a decision that transforms people's lives. When someone has their sight restored through a cornea transplant, they're able to work again, they're able to participate fully in their community, it really gives them their life back. We hear that over and over again from people who have received a cornea transplant. They feel like they've been given their whole life back to them. They can see their children and grandchildren again. They can see the beauty of nature around them, and they just feel so empowered by that. And that's why I do this kind of work. That's why the work that Al-Shifa does is so important. And that's the message that I really would want people to have, is that you can make that gift that gives someone that gift of sight back.
Thank you, Mr. Collin.